Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I was told, well not told, I was asked by Abdul to talk about The Last Jedi. So this is very sort of a area which is at the height, it's at the peak of emotion between Star Wars fans and Star Wars fans, which is weird. Yeah, it kind of went in the middle. After the first week, it kind of just went into a massive storm. Yeah, quite interesting. Many things people weren't happy with, many things that some people were happy with. I myself am quite happy just sitting comfortably on the fence watching all of this commotion happen and just be like, so tragic. So, you know, I get it, people are passionate about it, that's fine. Some people have been absolute dicks about it, other people have been fairly cool about it. So it's very sort of peaks and troughs. Hopefully, by the way, I've sorted out the lighting setup. I know, because before I was doing it in the light and the light wasn't helping, and then before I was doing it with the light down here and the light down there, and I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to Star Wars. So me personally, just kind of avoiding this massive this like civil war over here, shall we say, of people fighting. I myself enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. Not by the fact that I was going in like, oh, it's going to be a shit film because it's not the originals. I'm never like that. I take everything pretty much as it comes. Except for, what film was it? There's a film with Johnny Depp. I can't stand it. What's it called? Can't remember. It's something where he's like a hairdresser or something. He sings a lot in it. It just, I can't deal with that film. I cannot even! But yeah, there was. I went in and I sat down, and that's not really talking about the film. That's my day. No, I was quite impressed. You know what I enjoyed most is there was a lot of predictability behind The Force Awakens. I love The Force Awakens. Do not get me wrong. I could watch that film time and time again. It's just. I just really enjoy it. I love the direction of when everything kind of came together so nicely. Yes, it was very much episode 4-ish, but you know, I think if you're introducing something nearly 10 years after the last series of flops, which I enjoyed, then you've got to play it a little bit safe, and I think that was a safe option to put your foot back in the door again. So, you know, nobody can really complain because it's episode 4, but they can complain because it's episode 4, so, yeah. But I thoroughly enjoyed episode 8. There was so much kind of... there was one point where I was leaning on the chair in front of me in the cinema, and I was so pushing into that chair because of how... I don't know, the film was so unpredictable. It was so all over the shop. And not in like a negative way, but in very sort of like, where's this going? And Snoke. Let's go straight on to Snoke. I obviously bought the figure, the 6-inch version. So excited. I was hoping to see him maybe like whip out a lightsaber, do a little bit of like Force Lightning. We did get a bit of Force Lightning. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, this is spoilers. But no, there was some fantastic beats with him. Beats with him. And unfortunately, gutted. Pretty much at the last moment. Lightsaber turns, goes straight through him, and now there's a moment where it goes straight through him. He's kind of like, and I'm like, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna like pull that out and be like, you. And, you know, maybe there'll be like a little... And I don't know, maybe those two get blown out into space and captured by the Falcon or something. That's how I thought Rey and Kylo were going to go. It seemed very sort of, ooh, here we go, Kylo's a good guy now. Which I really didn't want. I'll be honest, I do not want him to be redeemed. He's killed his dad. I just want him to stay evil, you know? I want him to follow Darth Vader's footsteps, but at the end not redeem himself. I just want a Dark Lord... a lot like Darth Maul, that is just hell-bent on evil, you know? And for a minute there I thought that he was going to become good, and thankfully that doesn't appear to be the case. But there is, yeah, so the lightsaber goes through Snoke, pulls it out, and he flops in half, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's that done then. I honestly thought he was going to be like, you know, pull it out and throw it at somebody, I don't know, maybe give Rey that scar that I was talking about. I thought it was going to like just miss her, and... I don't know, man, it went differently, but the whole film was very sort of, oh, like that, you know, it was very all over the place, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed the lack of predictability behind it. Everything I thought was going to happen did not happen. Like Luke, I was hell-bent on him being, like, evil or some form of, you know, villain. somehow at some point, and it turns out he's very misunderstood, but the clothing, he changed from that kind of royal outfit, that kind of Jedi Knight or Jedi Master status, and he changed to this kind of dark clothing which foreshadowed kind of this evil intent behind him, I thought myself. You know, it's dark, it's muddy, obviously he's not going to put on his fine ball gown every day, but it's just the fact that they just showed him standing on a cliff suddenly in that outfit and then just changing it randomly. So originally I was a bit like, well, why? But I watched it the second time and it's very sort of clever foreshadowing, which I really enjoyed. Luke himself, he's different. I'll give him that. Unlike perhaps Obi-Wan, he didn't quite take things going badly quite so well, shall we say. Luke very much kind of went, I'm going with you, which makes sense, you know. He was on his own for the whole time. He had no other Jedi to kind of back up with him and stuff like that. So as soon as stuff went to shit, he cut himself off the Force and just kind of went into hiding. And I kind of get that, you know. And he didn't want to be found. He just wanted to die. And I'm sure if Obi-Wan maybe hadn't had to look after Luke, maybe he would have gone the same way. It's just the fact that obviously Luke had nobody left except for his sister, who is quite happily doing her own thing. Now we transition into her sister. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. She herself, I know everybody's going to hate me because she's dead and all that jazz. I've never really been a hardcore fan of Leia. I found she was very sort of, she's just kind of thrown in there at random points. She gets captured, she escapes, she gets captured, she escapes. And she came into her own a little bit in episode 7, but the only thing that annoyed me was the fact her mouth couldn't open properly. I just want him home. No doubt that's going to get me a load of dislikes. And then obviously in this one, she's very more elegant, very more princess status-like. But yeah, the Mary Poppins scene, let's kind of go into that, shall we? I myself chuckled a little bit. With the Force, I think if they'd done it and they'd blown her out, fair enough. But I don't like this. I know they're making her look elegant and very sort of, you know, ooh, look, she's got the Force, but she's dainty with it. I would prefer it if she just like grabbed the door and just like pulled herself straight through it. Maybe not straight through the door because she'd splat, but just like literally grabbed it and just gone whoosh, like that and just shot across back into it. I think that would have been really cool. And I'm curious to see if Kylo knows that his mum is still alive. I don't know if he sensed it because he had to pull away, and there's not really any mention of it after that. Obviously, she won't be alive in the next one, I don't think, or you might see the back of her a few times, but I don't know, maybe she's taking the hind seat. I'm interested how they're going to portray that, because obviously from what Mark Hamill's confirmed, that was very sort of his... sorry, just making sure I'm still recording. That was very sort of his film. Han Solo had episode 7, and Carrie Fisher was going to have episode 9. So I'm very intrigued how this is going to go now. So obviously that's kind of put a big spanner in the works. I myself don't think it's going to be a big issue. She wasn't... They were killing them all off, essentially. They were getting rid of the origins, kill the past, let it die, have to sort of thing. I think that was both aimed at the characters and us. It's basically saying, yeah, okay, episode 4, 5 and 6 is great, but maybe we should just kind of let that go for a bit and watch the film. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, as it seems. Yeah, a lot of people kicked off. But I don't think she would have had... I know she would have been a lot more in it, she would have had her own speeches and stuff like that. But I think the act at the end of episode 8, you know, where she's like meeting with her brother and they have that moment, I think that was a solid way to kind of end her in herself. I would have been fine if she just like faded into nothing after that, much like Luke did. Which the twin sons, man, did you love that? I loved that. That was so good. I would have loved to have seen a bit more First Order stormtroopers. You know, they are like my Achilles heel of the film. When they changed the mouth, would have liked to see a bit more of that. Phasma. You know, a lot of people kick off about her, but she probably had more lines than Boba Fett anyway. And everybody's relating her back to Boba Fett because essentially that's kind of, you know, she's a mercenary clash together. That's what you get. So I wasn't really too bothered about her ending. To be fair, Hux, I like him. I would have been if I had to interview the actor who plays him. I forget, he's Irish and all, which surprised me. If I had to interview him, I'd be intrigued to find out how he feels about the end of episode 8. Because he's very sort of... The start of the film, yeah, he's made to look like a mug by Poe Dameron. I absolutely love that scene. But he's very sort of, he's still got that behind him, you know. And then near the end, he's becoming nothing more than like a little bitch. You know, he gets strangled. He's like, "Long live Supreme Leader." And then like he's talking, and he gets pushed to the side. I don't know, he's going in a very different direction than what I thought he would be. And they might bring that back around again. That's the nice thing about different writers, is he's now not set in that regime. Anything could happen in the next film. And I asked a few Star Wars people before if they transition. So do they kind of go, right, this is what I'm setting up, and I need you to go this way with it. But apparently that's not the case. They're very sort of, right, I've done my bit, off you go. I'll give you some things of where I think it's going to go, but you don't necessarily have to take that. And that is quite intriguing in itself. It's a very interesting angle to take, and yeah, that's why obviously J.J. Abrams and Rian, is it? Yeah, I think it's Rian. The films are so different in their own ways, which I quite enjoy. And like I said, I just love the fact that it's not predictable. It's very sort of, hey, this is where you think it's going to go. It's not going that way at all. You've been mugged right off. I tried to make this video short, and I haven't quite successfully done that, but there's a lot to talk about in this film. I mean, I'm going to do overall. Rey herself, interesting remarks. Poe Dameron, yeah, fine. Finn, I felt sorry for Finn. So he's just come out of obviously being attacked and stuff like that. He gets his jacket back. Now, I don't know if any of you noticed, there's a very a very brief moment where you get to look at the back of his jacket, and they've literally stapled up his jacket and the front bit. Could they have not given him a new jacket? It's like, no, you must have your old jacket stapled together. It's like he bought it from Oxfam or something. By the way, that's a charity shop in the UK, if you're not sure what that is. But yeah, that was quite interesting. Rose, I know a lot of people didn't like Rose. I actually quite enjoyed her. I liked what she brought to it. Obviously, there's got to be a love interest in there. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Kylo and Rey anymore, that's for sure. That is definitely not happening. They've definitely nipped the bud with the Poe Dameron and Finn love. I don't think that was ever going to happen in Disney's world, to be fair. That was a stab in the dark, that one. I mean, I'm not too bothered either way. But yeah, no. All the characters, I think, had a good lot of screen time to them. Phasma, they basically just put her to bed. They were like, look, if you don't like her, fuck her. She's falling down this giant fiery hole. But you never know, maybe she'll have her legs missing and come back on a different planet in Rebels or Resistance. Maybe that's what they'll call it, Star Wars Resistance. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the film. I get why people don't like it. I think most people who are in the middle appreciate where both sides are coming from. But at the same time, we just kind of enjoy it for the film, we enjoy it for the Star Wars, and we enjoy it for the hype. Like, yeah, so you don't enjoy the film, but there's so much hype behind it. There's so much good stuff behind it. Everybody comes together as a community, and I think that's really fun. But yeah, no, I've seen it twice. No, 3 times. Did I see it 3 times? Yeah, I did, yeah, because I saw it on release night. Then I went to go see it on my own, and then my mum's boyfriend wanted to come with me, so I went on the Saturday as well. So I saw it 3 times in 1 week, and I'm kind of Star Wars out now, so that's me done, except for episode 3, which I'd like to watch tonight. So I'm probably going to go do that after this. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. If you'd like to see more of it, by all means let me know. I'll make a bit more of a video expanding a bit further. I just didn't want to waffle for too long, even though I'm kind of the home of waffle. But, you know, same thing, same death. Hopefully the light is better in this video. I can't see. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you all later.